Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel and the third part of this Microsoft Office 365 Beginners to Professional series. So today we are going to cover the topics with the mainly focus on Microsoft Exchange Online. So what all are the features with Exchange Online and what would be the difference between comparison view in Exchange Online and Microsoft Exchange on-premises server. Then how can we administer our Exchange Online options and configuration of email addresses, how we can apply uh, custom email addresses with the bulk users through PowerShell and mail flow management, what all are the DNS records responsible for mail flow, that will also we will take care. And then what the accepted and the remote domains, why they are needed, how can we configure the connectors for inbound and outbound, or partner connectors, or you can say at the time of merging of different organization what connectors we need to configure and how we can configure it. And the last we will cover the mail flow rules. So this is a small part related to Microsoft Exchange Online. I will cover a couple of more videos on that also. So let's start with this and see how we go. And the same way, once I cover the some theoretical section and the conceptual view, in parallel I will show you the lab instruction how we can do it in the part of implementation. So when you're starting with the key features of Exchange Online, the Exchange Online, the first thing we have an option available of mailboxes with the large size along with archive functionality. In the on-premises, this feature is available since Exchange 2010, but now it's available in Microsoft Exchange Online also in 2013 and 2016 release. With this feature, you can archive your add archive plans with your mailboxes, and you will be getting a 50 gigs of space with your mailbox along with unlimited archive space. It would be totally depends on your plan. So this is an additional benefit. You can take it as an unlimited archive space here. It's available on the on-premises, but yes, in on-premises you have to purchase the storage as an additional cost. You can use the calendaring functionality. You can integrate the calendars with other organizations within your organization, and you can use that for bookings, your meetings, and availability verification. You can use the delegation of your calendar. Then we have an view and edit attachment online or functionality. So if you don't have an MS Office installed at your desktop or your laptop, you can easily edit your Word, Excel, or PowerPoint documents. So that can be online itself only in the web browser itself. Then once you edit it, you can save and send it from there. No need to install MS Office packages at your desktop or laptop. We have an share mailbox and the resources mailbox available with the help of the share mailboxes like a form of group mailbox where the number of users or a set of users can access the one single mailbox, and they can receive or send emails just like an help desk mailbox or something like that. We have a public folder functionality for the collaboration services, but nowadays public folder is not much popular because people are using SharePoint portal services where they will be getting a more enhanced functionalities, more additional options. So public folder is little bit obsolete on that way, but still it's available with Exchange Online. If you want, you can use it. The best part we have in message policies and the compliance where message encryption, e-discovery, data loss prevention, these are functionalities, and journaling functionality is also available. That is available in your Office 365. You can place your retention policies to preserve your messages or put some litigation holds, which are available in your on-premises as well as in cloud or Microsoft 365. We have anti-spam, anti-malware functionality available with the help of Exchange Online Protection, uh, through which you can secure your email system or secure your emails with anti-spam with the help of anti-spam solutions as well as from malwares. You can configure your mail flow as per your requirement with your other partner organizations with the help of some connectors. I will discuss this more detail in a couple of next slides. Once we move there, we have a mobility functionality available where you can access your uh, Outlook, your Mac clients, you can use Windows client, you can use web based client like Android mobile devices, etc., or iPhones with the help of Exchange Active Syncs. So mobility and multi-platform functionality is available. We have an hybrid deployment functionality where on-premises and Exchange Online both are integrated with each other, and you can use a hybrid solution where some of the mailbox can exist in on-premises, some can exist on cloud. Even you can place some Exchange relay servers for application mail flow, etc. if you don't want to keep your mailboxes at on-premises, and you can integrate that relay servers with your Exchange Online. So your applications can send emails, mostly sometimes in banks and some commercial organizations they use to send emails to their clients or customers with the help of application. So application relay can be helpful in that scenario. And Exchange Online also provides a migration tool, so you can migrate your on-premises Exchange mailboxes to Exchange Online. I will discuss this in upcoming video, how the migration tool can work. And the best part is that if you talk about in Exchange Online, you have an unlimited storage space, and even in the business standard or business basic, you will be getting a 50 GB of space with your mailbox and 50 gigs of archive space also. And if you have an E3 or if you're going for E3 or E5 plans, you will be getting 100 gigs of space with unlimited archive. So these are the additional benefits, and for which if you are talking about on-premises, you are not going to use the 50 gigs or 100 gigs of mailbox for a single user, because for the 10 users you require a 1 TB of storage. So that would be a best benefit if you're going in the Exchange Online. So these are the comparison view where you will see we will be getting an unlimited storage in Exchange Online that is not available in on-premises. If we talk about the high availability, Exchange Online is 99.99% availability is provided by MS. So you will be getting a good high availability for uh, at cloud. And if you're in the on-premises, you have to create your DAG, you have to maintain your high availability for the cache servers. So a lot of things are there that you have to take care on-premises that does not require because you do not have to manage server side. You have server side, and this high availability and everything is managed by Microsoft itself only. So if you're talking about on-premises, you can view my video with the Exchange 2019 series where you will be getting details regarding DAG, database availability group, to maintain high availability of your mailbox servers or mailbox role, and for the client access I have also shared in the same. So you can refer that high availability series of my Exchange 2019 beginners to professional. Okay, now we do not have a backup functionality and do not require a backup functionality in the Exchange Online. Yes, you can put single item recovery or litigation holds. These options can helpful when you want to keep your existing messages uh, for recovery purpose. So you can use a litigation hold, or you can use single item recovery options to recover it, and you have an unlimited archives available, as well as your mailbox size are large, so need not to worry about the space if you are placing a litigation hold, etc. Microsoft Office 365 or Exchange Online have a functionality of automatic integration with your Teams, SharePoint, or all other Office 365 features or applications. So that is an automated integration. So you know if you are configuring it at on premises, you have to do it by yourself. New features are installed or at the time of release. So whenever if you have an on premises, you have to install it or deploy new versions to get the updated features. But in Microsoft Online or Exchange Online, you will be getting a feature at the time of release. Once Microsoft release that feature, Microsoft push that patches from the backend at server side, and you will get the latest functionalities. Same as for the no access to servers and the database. Obviously, in Exchange Online, you do not have an access to servers or mailbox database or any backend functionality servers. In the on-premises, you can manage it and you have to maintain everything. But in cloud, you need not to do anything with that. Everything is managed by Microsoft data centers. Okay, so when we are talking about administering our Exchange Online environment, so Exchange administration can be done through Exchange Admin Center. Direct key synchronization is just as an associated component which is used for the administrative activities. And the third one is Windows PowerShell. So in the Windows PowerShell, there were two ways. The older one was the legacy procedure or the standard procedure used to connect Windows PowerShell, and that required to create a new PS session. Now Microsoft released Exchange Online Management tool, and it's called as EXO version 2, where you can directly install the module Exchange Online Management, and once you import it and with the latest version, you need not to import even modules. They are automatically integrated. So you can simply connect Exchange Online and along with your VPN, and this will support your MFA also. So it's an latest strategy, and I will show you how we can connect it. So the first way is our Exchange Admin Center. So if you go in the Office 365 Admin Center, once you log in at your home page, and you will be getting home page like this, then you can scroll down and you will get an admin center with Exchange. When I clicked on this, you can see now Microsoft has released the new Exchange admin center also. That is nothing else, it's just have as a comprised view, or you can say a summarized view of these options. So let me just show you what are the difference between these two. This is the latest one, the Exchange admin center. So this is the new one where Microsoft summarize all the options that are available in the extended form. So these are the same way. If you go back on your uh, legacy one, so you can take it as a classic Exchange admin center that will return you back on your the older one section, this one. So this is the Exchange admin center. From here we can do the administration related to Exchange. Now the difference is that if you go in Office 365 admin center and click on active users, you can see the users along with the licensing and the information. But if you open the same view in Exchange admin, what you will be getting here, you can see it here. Here you will be getting options specific to Microsoft Exchange only. These are not related to Office 365. So this is the difference. Let me quickly just click on this user same. Here you can get an centralized console where the licensing and everything is installed. And this one is your specific to Exchange. From here we can manage the mailbox policies. We can current default policies are applied. I will show what all the policies and everything is there. You can put manage litigation holds. You can set the recipient limit. You can try to recover the deleted items, custom attributes, a lot of things you can apply it from here. Manage mail flow settings, message side restrictions. So These are the delegations if you want to assign. So these are the specific things related to particular user account. And the same way you can use Microsoft Windows PowerShell. So let me quickly open my PowerShell. Okay, run as admin. It's better because I need to install. Okay, so I've just opened my Windows PowerShell. And if I try to check like get hyphen mailbox, etc., it's not working. If I'm trying to check connect hyphen exchange online, so I can't resolve it because currently the module is not installed. So first what I have to do I need to install the module related to Exchange Online. So I'm just going to do it, Exchange. I will copy these commands in description box. You can take it from there. Management. So when I enter this, it will install Exchange Online Management module. If you are getting an error message, etc., at the time of installation, you can use the same process which I have shown you in PowerShell administration and the installation in my first video, or I have another short video how to install Microsoft Online PowerShell. So you have to just add the and you get and those commandlets and make your TLS configuration compliant. If you have latest PowerShell version, it would not give you an error message. So now it's installing Microsoft Exchange Online. I have done that. Let me quickly try to check it if it's integrated or not, because Connect-Exchange Online. Okay. If you are not getting this option after installing, just you can relaunch your PowerShell or import hyphen module and put the Exchange Online Management. The same name of this, I will copy that command also. Okay, so in this Connect Exchange Online, you have to enter the UPN. UPN is the name of your account that you have to enter it. The admin account of your uh, exchange or global admin, could be an exchange admin, could be a user account that have an permission or level of access. So I'm just going to put it here, and you can see it launched the pop-up window. So that will bring me on this login page for authentication. I can just sign it now. If it's an MFA etc. configure, it will ask and logged in from this. Once this get logged in, I can show you what commands we will be getting here. So it will import all the commandlets, and you can see the get hyphen cas mailbox, get hyphen mailbox. Let me quickly show you. Okay. So these are the commands that are mainly associated with the exchange. You can see it. If you put a command get cas mailbox, it will show the activity and the client specific functionalities for the mailboxes. If I put a command get hyphen mailbox, it will show the mailbox details like the quota limits and what exactly the content would be there. And if I want to change, I want to get more details, I can put command like this. Cells user 1 FL star. So this will give me a detail of entire information related to like maximum send size, maximum receive size, custom attributes, all these things that you can most of the things you will get in graphical console at Exchange Admin Center, but still a couple of things you would not be getting over there that can be managed through a PowerShell only. If I go and use the same command with CAS mailbox, so I'll be getting in client access mailbox detail CAS. You can see this is the short detail of this, and if we go with the mailbox detail, it will show me an entire structure related to specific user mailbox. So these are the two ways to manage or administer Microsoft Exchange environment. Uh, this one is the old legacy method. Now it's not recommended to use, and best is to use the Exchange Online Management module. Okay, I will show the more details in upcoming videos how PowerShell commands can work, and I'm also launching another series which is related to PowerShell learning specific. So I will cover more detail on that, how we can run, how we can execute the various commands, how the Microsoft PowerShell scripting will go. Okay, so let's get back on my second section of this, like configuring email addresses. So by default, when you are creating a user account, either through Shell or through uh, Admin Center, you will be getting an kind of default email addresses. In Microsoft 365, the most thing important you have to always remember, it does not use the email address policies similar as Exchange on premises. So this part you have to always remember in Microsoft. If you're talking about email address policies, it's not similar as what you have in on premises. So what exactly the difference is that in the on premises you have an email address policy. Once you push that policy, it will automatically apply the email addresses to user accounts. But in Microsoft, the default address at external Microsoft domain is always associated. And you can create your additional domains and you can add that address. So let me quickly show you how it's basically working. Okay, just give me a moment. In the Exchange Admin Center, if you go, you can see this is the user account. If I clicked on that, okay, let me click on that. Okay, you can see when I clicked on this, here you can see the email addresses. So these are the default email addresses and mentioned here. Once you click on this, this is the primary old address, and it's basically when user is sending or receiving email, this address will be used, this one SMTP. You can change it as per your requirement, or you can add a new email address from here. And same as you can see, this is the another SMTP which is also associated with this. So this is the Microsoft default one. At the time of deployment, the deployment of your Microsoft environment, the address you choose, domain address which you selected, it will automatically associated with any of the user account. Whenever you will create a new account, it's automatically mapped with this. You can see in all the addresses. So this is also there. If you are when you are creating a new account or creating a new mailbox, let me go back on my admin center and I'm trying to add a new user. Sorry, I just try to add. It will ask, okay, let me show you from here itself only. So when you add it, you can see it's asking me to create a domain. The domain structure it will take accordingly, the mailbox will be provisioned. And that would be taken in this section, like the policy once you are trying to assign it, this will be handled from this section. When you're creating a mailbox, it will be displayed here. Now the reason is that suppose you have created or user 100 users or might be later on your organization adopted a new domain. You have already in place 500 users and your organization has taken one more subsection in their organization and trying to update the email addresses of those users. For the Exchange on premises, if someone who has worked on that, so where we have an policy and we can push a policy to a set of users. In Exchange Online, you have to do it through a PowerShell, or it's an almost a little bit manual process. So how you will do that? Let me show you here. Okay, so here you can see there's a PowerShell command letter script that helps you to set the email addresses as per your organization requirement, where you can put all the mailboxes. Here you can put in users. Here you can also place get hyphen content and a specific list of users in a CSV form or something like that if you want to keep put, or just as in text format only. So for that, this script will assign the email addresses. So this can be done manually, and obviously the directory synchronization will help you to associate this, the integration part. So in the directory synchronization, what it will do basically, it will sync your data as I have, I think, shown you in the administrator of this. If you go back, this one directory synchronization, this is the another tool, and if you can refer my video, which is the second part where I have shown the Azure AD Connect to how can synchronize the on-premises user accounts. So this is the synchronization service. You can see the synchronization is running from on-premises to cloud, cloud to on-premises, data sync is running. So this is what I have configured in, if you go in my second part of this video, you will see I configured that, and since now its syncing is working successfully. If the error message is structure, then I have to figure out and fix that. Okay, so that you can take care and you can add this email addresses as per your requirement. And that also, one more thing I just wanted to clear it here, you must have an associated domain that you want to add as an SMTP. Otherwise you will add an SMTP but it will not work because your DNS record will not be acceptable here, as well as your Exchange will not accept the mails for that. So what exactly it is, I will cover it in this video itself only. These are the remote domains and the domains that used to ensure that you will get emails. Okay, when we are talking about mail flow in Microsoft 365 or Exchange Online or Exchange 365, so when you are talking about mail flow in Microsoft Online, so what exactly happened? Microsoft has always managed the 365 default tenant account like on Microsoft.com. So if you're sending in emails and receiving in emails, so that will be automatically send and receive, and you need not to configure anything for that. But yes, if you are adding your custom domain, and that would be always a recommended or a required approach where you have to add your organization's to custom domain. So in that you have to add or you have to create your DNS records accordingly. And these are the MX record that you have to create one. And the second one is SPF that used to identify for the domain identification. If you refer my first part of this video, I have shown how we can add a custom domain in Office 365 and what all the required steps taken care, what DNS records you have to take care about that. So that part I have already taken in that video, and let me quickly show you the DNS records which we have created at the time of domain when we have added the domain. So let me quickly go in my environment and show you. Okay, the settings and the domain, if I go and show you. Okay, so this is what we have created in the GoDaddy. If you see my beginners to professional series first part of this Office 365, you will see how we have created these records. We can create it manually. Just log in on their portal of your service provider, or you can also integrate and do that as a form of integration steps. So I have created that as an integration one. That's very convenient. But if you have a custom domains and you have multiple domain structure, you can do it manually. You can just create a value, put the value this, and add red sign to keep that as for the domain. And then one is MX record, that make sure you have put like this the value, and it must be on priority 0, which I have placed that. You can change your priorities as per your requirement. If you have a mail flow with a hybrid solution and you want to use on-premises mail external gateway, so in that scenario you have to configure the connectors and everything. So auto discover is also one of the required for the client access functionality. So a couple of records which we have created, and Skype for Business is basically the team records for the team services. I will cover all these stuff later on once we work on Skype for Business or Teams. So this is how Microsoft required these records must be created in your Office 365 or Microsoft 365 associated domains DNS. You can create it, and then Mailflow will start sending and receiving emails for that custom domain. Now, the second part is in this, we have to add the accepted domains. What all are the accepted domains and what all are the remote domains? So when you are configuring an accepted domain, that ensure that you are able to accept the emails, messages for that particular domain. That would be considered as an accepted domains. By default, when you add the domain and their domain ownership record with the DNS server, and Microsoft verifies that the domain ownership account record is exist, then Microsoft will add that domain as an accepted domain in Exchange Online. So that as an authoritative domain where you are able to accept emails and host the recipient mailboxes. You can also use an internal relay that are not exactly an accepted domain, directly call non-authoritative domains, we can say, where you are accepting an emails and forwarding emails to other organization or exchange organization or other exchange online section where you are just passing in messages. So that can be used, but you have to verify that a domain with their DNS records for the relay purpose. And the next one is the remote domain. So with the help of remote domain, you can define, basically these are the external to your tenant exchange organization, and you are uh, using a message delivery to that specific SMTP domain for the remote domains. You can set automated replies, you can set forwardings, you can define your message format, you can define your NDRs are enabled or not, the kind of things you can add it in your remote domain. Okay, let me quickly show you how we can add it. If you go in the Exchange Admin Center, you can just go on the mail flow. Here you can see the accepted domains. So we have, these are the default built-in accepted domain as an authoritative ones. Once I add it, another one, we can change it from here, internal relay or something. These are the remote domains. See, I can't add it from here, as if you compare an Exchange on-premises admin center, that can be taken care from this section only when you are managing a domain from here. You can add the domains from here, and once you add it, you can the things will be associated with this. Like it will be available here. Same as you can add remote domains from here. A specific domain you want to add, you can add it. Where whatever things you want to apply, you can set external office, you can turn on replies, automatic replies, forwarding. So what all the things you can manage it for remote domains, you can add it from here and perform the specific set of operations. So let me quickly go. Okay, and okay, the we have to configure some connectors if we are using an hybrid solution or if you are integrating with another partner organization. So the connectors can be inbound or can be outbound. By default, inbound or incoming messages you will be receiving as per your domains, because default connector for send and receive Microsoft always creates. But when you have an hybrid solution, the at the time of hybrid configuration, these integration of on-premises to cloud and cloud to on-premises connectors will be in place automatically. You need not to create it manually, because at the time of hybrid configuration wizard, Exchange will create that. Still, if you want to create connectors and you send, now if you have a scenario where you want to send an email to other organization for a specific domain, instead of sending it over internet, you want to use a smart host, or you want to use any other mail gateway for that particular partner organization. If you want to put some TLS configuration, because the default mail flow is always as unsecured one and it's not based on non-TLS. Reason is that if you're sending an email over internet, it's not going in the TLS secured encrypted format until you have a certification and validation with your partner organization, and you can explicitly configure that connector. So let me show you how we can connect it. Okay, just going back on this. Okay, I'm just opening it domain. Okay, so once we click on connector, you can select here for Office 365, your organization email server, your partner organization server, or internet. So what type of connector you want to create it from Office 365 to your partner organization or over internet. So here you can put a scenario and click on next. Okay, now it's asking for name. Suppose I've taken it as ABC. I'm taking for the abc.com. Okay, now it's asking me to email the only email message that are sent to this domain. Yes, I'm just adding a domain. Name is the name which I just mentioned it here. Okay, that is abcmail.com. This is my abcmail.com is the partner domain. So I place that. I just clicked on next. Now it will ask me if you are sending it through Amex record with your partner domain, or you want to send email through a smart host. So here you can add the smart host IP address. Okay, I have just doing it right. Okay, now it's asking me to add your TLS configuration. You want to add it or you don't want to. A digital certificate or certificate should be issued by a trusted CA. If you want to add some specific subject alternative name matching here, you can also put for that domain. When I clicked on next, it's showing me the default configuration. When I clicked on next, okay, is reserved. Obviously, this IP address is not configurable, or it's in reserve one, so it's taking it as error message. Let me quickly, okay, let me go and use an MX record of that domain instead of adding an IP, because I need to select an IP address. Okay, now it's asking me to validate the connector, so you can add the addresses through which your partner organization can be validated. After that, it will be added. So I'm just testing it here. If you have an actual one, so then only you can validate it. I'm trying to validate it. It will not work because this is no such domain, no such verification, no such details are available. So the way is that once you have a successful validation, now it's sending a test email and obviously it will be getting a bounce back and it will not work actually what we are looking so for because we don't have a such domain exist. But yes, from this way you can create connectors with your TLS configuration. With the help of TLS, you can make an secure channel for sending an email and receiving emails to your partner organization or any other your organization where they offer you to configure this TLS configuration. And whenever they have an published IP address, so you can use that published IP address for smart host also. That does not require this one. Okay, this validation is done, but obviously it's not exactly a validation because status you can see it's as a fail. No such domain exists. Reason behind is that this connector was not successfully validated. You want to save it. Okay, I'm just saving it, but it's basically well not work actually. But if now what will happen if organization users are trying to send an email to this particular like abcmail.com domain, it will send through or it will be go through this connector only. Same way you can define your other connectors also like if you want to form or your organization email server to Office 365 that is the internal or external connector or a hybrid solution, it's automatically created. Want to set it for internet to 365 or from Office 365 to internet. So these are the connectors. You do not need to create a connector for this mail scenario. As I mentioned earlier, for the default email send and receive for internet, Microsoft always create connectors by themselves. So you need not to worry about that internet connectors. Okay, let me quickly go back and see what left. Okay, now the last one is, and I think this is the last one which I'm going to cover it today. Okay, this is configuration of your configuring emails flow rules. Basically, the email flow rules are, if you talk about in the Exchange previous versions or Office 365 on Exchange Online, it was known as transport rules. So the mail flow rules or the transport rules, both are same, nothing else. So it will what it will do, it will basically restrict message flow, you modify your messages content or modify the messages during transit. So it would be applied for internal emails as well as for external emails. With the help of this, you can evaluate your message on the based of your conditions that you apply. When you apply place a condition, once the condition matched or validated, then it will take action, the action that you will specify in the same mail rule. And then apart from that, exceptions are always you can place. Suppose you have placed a sales user group restriction on the sales user group. So whenever it's trying to send an email by a sales group user, the condition will match, action will be applied. I want that the sales manager should be exempted from that. So what I will put, I will place sales manager in the exception list. So the rule will be applied for entire group except that particular user account. So with the help of the mail flow rules, what we can do, we can prevent users to sending email messages from outside to your organization. We can restrict inappropriate contents. I want that someone is going to or someone is doing some suspicious activities. So I just want to restrict his email and mark that the one copy should be sent to his or her manager, or one copy should be marked to send as to security team. So whenever that user is trying to send an email, the one copy, the simple copy will be sent to that particular defined email address, and user will not know what exactly happened with that account. I want to put a restriction. If the user is receiving an email, copy of email should be received to XYZ mailbox or a security compliance mailbox. So user will not come to know the mail is copy is getting diverted. So make sure this can be placed in your organizations also. If you are doing suspicious activities as just as a joke part. Okay, you can apply the restrictions with the base of message classifications. You can put incoming and outgoing message inspections at the time of delivery. Like once your manager approve the message, then only it will get delivered. The kind of lot of restrictions or functionalities that are available in your messages or mail flows rules. So how it will work, let me show you. Okay, let me quickly show you. When I clicked on mail flow in the Exchange Admin Center, rules will be there. In the rules section, I just go and click on create a new rule. Yes, the most important part, you can apply the disclaimers also. So whenever you are sending an email outside to your organization, you can put a disclaimer message from here. Apply disclaimer. This is a default template where you can enter the text for the disclaimer you want to put. Even you can put an HTML format. Message fall action, it would be should as wrap, reject, or ignore. If disclaimer can't be inserted, then what action it will do? Okay, audit level, you can set it low high if you want to put, it's not required anyways. Role should be enforced. So whenever you are trying to send an email, it will be applicable to all the messages as a recommended one. If you want, you can select a specific sender, select a specific recipient. This is a disclaimer one. And if you want to create a new rule, okay, apply the rule if sender is this, recipient is this, sender is located inside the organization, outside the organization. If you I will select if sender is here, I can select a particular user or a group. If recipient is like recipient is this anyone. If you want to put a restriction for a specific user, you can choose sender recipient. Same as if recipient is located outside or inside organization, sender is a member of, here we can place a group. Right now I have not created any group, that's why I can't see the group here. And same as for the member of recipient, subject or body include, if subject or body include text hello. Okay, I just go and check show you. So if subject or body include a word hello, okay, what action will do? Forward this message for approval to sales SYU1. Okay, I will show you how it will work. Okay, I just place that forward message of approval to this user. Now I'm just creating this rule. Subject or body include word hello. I place that rule, and let me quickly open sales SU1. This one is the user, and sales SUY1. So what I have to do it. Okay, let me quickly open. Okay, what I'm going to do it, I'm going to send an email from this user's new SY user1 and try to check how it will go. Okay. Okay, I just forgot that name. Okay, new SY user 1. I think I forgot the password of that user account. Anyway, okay, I logged in that portal and with their Outlook, let me quickly show the Outlook of this user. So I'm just trying to send an email from this user, okay, to and I'm putting a word as hello to SPL, okay, learning the default admin account, and I'm sending this email to myself also, like this user account itself only. Let me see. So mail is sent away. Till now, mail is not received. Let me go and check the user mailbox of sales SYU1, where I placed a user account as a something strange. I forgot all the passwords. What will do? See, okay, I need to reset it. Just going back on my active users and sales U1. Okay, let's log in on that. Okay, I placed a rule if hello is included. Now you can see your decision is requested. News user 1 has asked to approve a message for the delivery. So I play because I placed a restriction. I can place a restriction if NY1 is sending an email. So now NY1 is sending an email. He doesn't know about that. The mail is delivered or not or sent or not because it's reached to here. Now once I approve it from here, okay, see what will happen with this account. Now I'm just going back. You can see the mail is received. And this message doesn't have any information like that. It was pending, it was restricted, it was governed by another account, so you can't see it. And as an admin, you can obviously watch it out. So if you are working as a user in the organization, you will also remember these kind of activities can be possible if you will be marked as a suspicious activity account person. So this is how we can place a rules. You can have an you may discover a lot of rules are there. You can discover a rules, and if you have any questions, you can just mark down the questions in the description box in the comment section. I will try to answer those on the specific rules and all. You can check it out. You can follow our Facebook page. You can post the questions over there, and we can put it the rules as per your requirement. Number of rules can be placed, and according to rule you can place your priorities also. Priority number that you will get in more options. You will see when rule will be applied, what would be the things, so that can be place it here. Now the next one is what exactly One more thing I just wanted to mention, like this rule I have created, we have an options for exception also. I can add an exception, like I have selected an action, but now I can add an exception also. Except the sender is this, I can sender is put it here, or I can put a person name, I can recipient body or attachment or message. So you can put a rule on the basis of your exception requirement that can be added here also. So guys, that's all about today's session and today's video. So you can like and subscribe my channel. I will post more videos on this, and especially on the exchange part I will cover it uh, more in my upcoming video, which is also related to the next part of our Office 365, Microsoft 365 Beginners to Professional series. In that I will cover this other options, couple of things. So keep watching and do subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.